Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shores of Truth. My name is Josh. Today I've got Gabe with me. We want to focus on the topic of bringing God into our decision-making process. Mostly life-changing decisions that we have to make. And everyone has to face those kind of decisions. Oftentimes we get the small ones through day-to-day, like what shirt we're going to wear. But I'm talking about things that will impact our future, our careers, our families. And when we have those kind of decisions we have to make, it's important that we make God involved in those decisions because God is good to us and He brings about blessings and the things that are good in our future. So Gabe recently had a decision he had to make. And Gabe, what was that decision?
Yeah, I recently went through a big life decision with a certain opportunity that came my way for graduate school. So at this time in my life, I had been applying to graduate programs in California, and I felt it was certainly a strong desire of my heart to enter a PhD program.
Okay.
And so I had applied to several programs in California. I really wanted to stay involved in the church, the local church that I was at. And I ended up getting rejected from all of these schools in California.
Unfortunate, right?
It was quite unfortunate, and my heart was really sad. And I thought, oh my gosh, what's going on with my calling in life? Because I felt this so strong, and had been confirmed, and it was just a desire of my heart. Well, a few months thereafter, once I received all the rejection letters, I noticed this couple schools in Colorado who still had open admissions, and I applied to them. And within a month I heard back, and it was favorable news from both of them. And I thought, this is a dream come true. Surely this is from God.
Right.
If I'm getting rejected from all of these schools, and yet I applied to these two other ones and get open, I thought this must be from God. Of course I'm going to go. And as I would tell people I was close to, friends, family, and stuff, it never settled right with the people that were closest to me. But the people that weren't closest to me, that were acquaintances and whatnot, they were really excited for me. And so it was interesting. It wasn't something I noticed right away. Hindsight, it's 2020. But it was something I noticed now, or it is something I notice now. And I ended up not going to Colorado, just to clarify that here and now. Right. I ended up deciding to reapply and reject those offers. And I'll tell you why. It came down to seeking God in these types of callings, like your introduction suggested. How do we seek God or involve God in these big decisions? And it's quite a big decision for in the United States. There's a lot of people who jump from church to church and stuff, and that's unfortunate because God calls us into families, and He calls us into spiritual families, and we should know where we are called. And so I wasn't sure, because here's my calling professionally kind of at odds with my calling locally, spiritually. And so it was kind of like, well, what do I do? And so these are the process. The process that I took was I decided to pray, fast, and seek counsel.
And that's what you did real practically to seek the Lord, right?
Yes.
Those, 3 or 4 things?
3 things.
3 things.
Pray, fast, and seek the Lord.
Yeah.
And in that process, what happened was the counsel I was getting from my pastor, because we had a relationship, which is important to have. And in Proverbs it says, through the counsel of a multitude, a way is known. It says something to that effect. That wasn't a direct quote, but and so wisdom seeks counsel. And so I sought counsel, and the news I was getting about it may not be from God, or it may not be the best option at this time in my life, didn't sit well with me. And so I wanted to pray into that. I wanted to fast. And during that guidance, my pastor told me to ask for peace in this decision-making process. And so I set myself to a fast, 1 week fast. And on the last day of the fast, I was all up through then, there was a civil war in my head. I was, do I go? Do I not go? This could be the only opportunity I have.
Yeah.
I don't know. And one day I was just thinking about it, and as I just kind of prayed and going about my day, this peace came over me. This peace came over me with regards to the prospect of rejecting these offers, or the thought of rejecting these offers. It was completely at peace with me.
Nice.
And I knew that was from God. The decision to me was clear now.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that absolutely this kind of peace that surpasses understanding must be from God. And so I decided to reject those offers and not go to Colorado to pursue my PhD at that time.
Yeah.
Much later, though, I ended up reapplying to California schools and to show God's faithfulness and that the decision in seeking Him was right. I got all of these offers from UCLA, UCI, UCR, every school I applied to, showering me with fellowships and things, much more than the Colorado school, which were not as good schools, were doing for me. And so it was a testimony to me and to believers that when you seek God, He does honor it.
Yeah.
He does honor it. And there's a practical way of seeking Him.
Right.
And for me and for any other believer, it's prayer, fasting, and counsel.
Yeah, which is great. And it goes to show that it's not necessarily when you're seeking God at the last minute, 9:00 at night, I need to make a decision tomorrow. No, this is something that you played out to really find the peace of God in that decision. And I think that's a great testimony.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm excited for your future.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited too. And I'm excited for any believer who takes on those principles, who understands that the word of the Lord is true when He says, if my people humble themselves and pray, I will heal their land.
Right.
Well, essentially it's God will move in some way if you fast and pray and come to Him.
Right.
Like it says in Hebrews, you must come believing that He is, and He is a rewarder of those who diligently seek you.
Yeah.
Seek Him.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, great. Thanks so much for sharing, Gabe. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks so much.